Welcome to the Mate Bar.
Thank you.
And, I've noticed that since you've been coming, a certain brightness in drinking the mate. Before you got here, were you drinking your mate?
Kind of on and off.
You were?
I've always enjoyed mate. I've enjoyed the feel of it in my body. One of the things I really appreciate about what you've done is the flavor.
Yeah.
You're adding licorice and you're adding the different herbs. And it makes a huge difference.
Thank you. So, what I'd love to know is, if you were telling the first-time drinker out there, hardcore coffee drinkers like you've been before, and there's so many of them out there, what would be your key, sharing?
Like
how would you describe your mate and what it does for you?
Well, I think I talk about coffee first.
Yeah.
I say that there's this artificial buzz to it, and I might want a cup of coffee, but there's this compromise. Am I gonna enjoy the coffee more than the kind of the high and the drop afterwards?
Right.
There's this kind of artificial aspect to it.
Sure.
And mate, my body has never had too much mate. I'll sit here and I'll drink 2 French presses, and my body just feels good.
Yeah.
And my energy for the rest of the day. I feel good, and it feels like my buzz rather than the mate's buzz. It just feels like there's just this kind of vibration of a happy body that it taps into.
And I love how you say that. It's not a coffee buzz, it's my buzz. It's a self-generated buzz that comes from that alkalinity effect, the other herbs that make up the alchemy.
Yeah.
So you've got alkalinity, you got alchemy, you've got all these alchemical words.
Yeah, and this is my body and my experience.
Right.
And I want to take things into my experience that enhance my experience of life.
Right.
And mate definitely does. Where the other drinks, I like black tea, but even black tea has that element where there's a compromise.
Yeah.
If I have too much, then my body doesn't feel good. But with mate, my body always feels good. So.
That's what I'm talking about. What can I get for you? A French press. All right, here we go.